Alright, so many of you guys know I just love watching both and I like pissing people off. Because it gets people to think. Even if they disagree, they're thinking about it. The more pissed off they are, the more they think about it. I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Um, this place historically has been very anti-gay, anti-cross-dresser, pretty much anti-anything that isn't heterosexual male. Oddly enough, in this Starbucks, I feel very comfortable talking about LGBT rights. I guess they added a Q to the end of that recently. I don't know what the Q stands for. But one of the things that I stood up for in Boulder, Colorado is human rights. Somebody who's gay is still human. Somebody who is Muslim is still human. Somebody who has different parts than they were born with is still human. Um, Here in Wyoming, they had something go on when I was in high school where they took a pickup truck. There was a gay man that they put the rope around his neck and they drove down the highway until his head popped off. So a lot of people want to complain about black rights. These things don't just happen to black people. When it comes to human rights, that's what we need to be fighting for. A lot of white people, they hate black people because of special rights. And to some degree, I can understand that. We need to be after human rights. I understand why it is that these people are hateful about it, because blacks are getting preferential treatment. But in reality, that's not how it is. In reality, these people, in black communities especially, are victimized, especially by the police, especially by the courts. They're not given any sort of special rights as far as that goes, and that leaves their families, well, very screwed. Because where a white guy will get the benefit of the doubt, a black man is just assumed guilty. More so if he's homeless. Homeless people have less rights than anybody, unless they're homeless minorities, or homeless cross-dressers, or homeless homosexuals. I'll stand up to anybody. I don't care. I'm stupid that way. I've been beaten up a lot. But also, one of the traits of people who are autistic is a difference of pain management. For me, I know that if I'm in severe back pain, that I can really ramp up my adrenaline and kick something. If I kick something once, it's just going to hurt a lot. But if I kick that thing 2 or 3 times in a row, it's going to hurt so excruciatingly that I won't feel the pain for a good hour, hour and a half. But for a lot of people, they're not able to do that. When I was in the Arapahoe County Jail, I had a lot of issues with both the cops and the inmates. See, the inmates were pissed off because I was always trying to talk to the cops. And the cops were pissed off because I was always trying to get an investigator to come investigate things that were going on in the jail. So, although I'm fighting for the rights of the inmates who are in there being victimized, they're mad at me because they can't get to sleep. Meanwhile, I can't get to sleep because I'm having a severe panic attack about still not getting an investigator every single night. So, tomorrow I'm not going to be able to live stream. I'll have to go out to my vehicle to make videos, and then when I run out of battery, come back in here and buy another drink and charge up again, and then work on collecting screenshots. And when my phone's charged up and this thing's charged up, go out and make a phone call or two. I usually make them pretty long, and I usually have to cut them off before an hour is over, because if I make a video that's an hour long, then it downloads it to YouTube without any sound. Pretty useless, isn't it? A video without sound? So why do they do that in the jails? Have a video without sound. Because then you have to decide who you want to believe. Do you want to believe the inmate, or do you want to believe the deputy? Obviously, if you're doing that because that's your choices, and it's probably the deputies you're covering for. Every jail in Colorado needs sound recording with their video devices. Also, I don't care if you're a deputy in a jail, or if you're a detective on a murder case, or if you're a patrol beat cop, you need to wear a body cam when you're on duty, and it needs to be on. If you mute the sound or cover it up or anything of that nature, you are obstructing justice. That's important to note. If somebody is having a panic attack, the way that I was treated because of that is not acceptable. If a woman comes up to a cop hysterical and says that she was raped, is that officer going to call her mentally ill, drag her to the police station, or drag her to the hospital and try to have her put on a mental health hold? Actually, yes. Yes. In a lot of cases, yes. Especially when she's saying that it's a police officer who did it, like Crystal Bocon. What happened to her in Boulder, Colorado at the hands of a Boulder officer is not something that should happen to anybody. She's also one of those people who had a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl that was taken away. Why was that little girl taken away from her? Well, Crystal just wanted to be a good mom. That was her goal in life. When she found out she was pregnant, sure, she was a little bit different, but aren't we all? But after what the Boulder police did to her, she went psycho. Unlike me, she went violent psycho. But you got to understand that when she was trying to turn in those police for what they did to her, what they did to her after that was even worse than rape. And somebody should get her story. Some news agency should grab that story and do something with it. It's not just homeless rights or black rights or LGBT rights. It's our rights. We, the people, apes together strong. My motto used to be do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. But I realized with as many wrong things as they're doing in the state of Colorado, you got to fight fire with fire. It took me over 2 years of being threatened to actually threaten anybody back. It took me over 30 assaults before I fought back physically. It took me being treated like Crystal was treated when she turned in the Boulder police officer. It took me getting treated that way for me to really want these people to have to go through it. For me to want these people to be locked up and have their voice taken away, treated like they're mentally ill, given the hobo treatment, force-fed drugs, and treated like they're a liar. But there's different reasons for it. See, they wanted to do these things to me to shut me up so they wouldn't be exposed. I want it to happen to them because they actually are liars who cover each other's wrongdoing, and this is never acceptable.